Hello, my friends, and welcome to another week of art. This is Miss Turner. I hope that you had a great week, and I hope that you had a chance to create some scarecrows from last week. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Can you believe it's the week of October 26th, and it's almost the end of the month and almost Halloween? And today our I can statements are: I can create a drawing of Frankenstein based on the artist Picasso and Cubism. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. And I can create an original work of art using line, shape, and color. Okay. What will we do today? We're going to review the rules and expectations of a reading of the book Robot Zombie Frankenstein by Annette Simon and look at how line, shape, and color can be used to create a drawing of Frankenstein based on Picasso. And we're going to look at that artist and Cubism. And there's a quick demo, and then you're off to create some art for me. Okay, let me get this up a little bit larger so we can actually see it. Okay, art room rules. Attitude is a choice, so have a positive attitude. Respect everyone and try your best. And don't forget to view the entire video and complete the assignment. Submit your art to Miss Turner via Class Dojo, Seesaw, or email it to me. And offline learners, turn in your art to me when you come to pick up new flash drives. Now, quick review. We talked about elements of art and how they're the ingredients that make up art, like in a recipe. And line is a path that starts with one point and continues, right? It can be squiggly lines, polka dot lines, zigzag lines, all kinds of lines, right? And we talked about shape. Shape is also an element of art. One of the parts of the recipe that make up art. Shape is the outline of a shape, an object, and is an element of art. And we talked about different types of shapes, like triangle, which we see here, rectangle, square, circle, oval, which looks like a circle that's been stretched out, and a diamond. And we also talked about organic shapes. That would be like leaves or flowers or even pumpkins. Now, who is Pablo Picasso? Well, this is a picture of him. And he was actually born on October 25th, a long time ago, 1881. And he's passed away in April 8th, 1973. But his artwork still lives on, and he's best known for Cubist art. And this is a long definition, but I'll explain it. Cubism is a style of art which aims to show all of the possible viewpoints of a person or an object all at once. So, in other words, if I had a camera and I took a picture of you up front, eye to eye, and then I took one of you from the side and maybe up from your chin. And then I took all three of those pictures, printed them out, cut them up, and stuck them all together. It wouldn't look very much like you, maybe, but we could see bits and pieces of you. So it'd be different points of view. And that is called cubism because the items represent artworks that look like they are made out of cubes or geometric shapes like triangles and circles and squares and rectangles, right? So let's look at some examples. Now, these are three pictures of a person, not necessarily the same person, but these are examples of cubism. The one on the left in pencil, you can make out, well, I see two eyes, but they kind of look like they have been cut out and kind of moved around, right? And the nose is more of a triangle, but you got the nostril on one side is up, and the other one we can only see part of it. And the chin, I see two chins, one here and one here. And the mouth looks like it's a side view instead of straight on. The one in the middle is very colorful, but again, it looks like it's been chopped up and pasted together. Whoop, I went ahead. Let me get back in here. See, that's what happens when I jump all around with my finger. Let's see, there we go. So the middle one's very colorful, and you can see how one eye is up and one eye is down, and you can see part of the lips. The nose is kind of hard to find in there. The one to the right, the last one, is all in black and white. And it looks kind of boxy, almost like he's a robot or something, right? His eyes look kind of off. His hand, you can't really tell what one hand is doing. You can see the one up front, and they colored in parts of it in black. But we can make out that it's a person sitting there, right? Now, these are examples of the artist Picasso, his Cubist paintings, and these are all of women in his life, like his mother, maybe his wife, or somebody that he met. And on the left, this real colorful one, you can see what I'm talking about. One eye looks really huge, and then the other one doesn't look quite the same, does it? And the nose, it kind of looks like they took a triangle and they put one of the nostrils in there, and then they took like a little square and put another one there. And then you got a triangle for the nose shape, right? And the lips, well, I actually see two different lips. You see the blue ones, and you see the profile, which is the side view of lips there. I like this one because of all the color, though. Don't you? And the one in the center doesn't have quite as much color, but they used a lot of line. They use lines that are vertical, that go up and down, these purple lines. And then they use these reddish orange lines that go across, right? And that's horizontal. And look at the face. You can see again, one eye's up, one eye's down. The nose looks really long. And the mouth looks like, again, a side view instead of straight on. And the last painting that we see, you can see again, two different points of view. You can see a side view, but the nostrils, if I was sideways, you couldn't see both of my nostrils like that. The little holes that help you breathe. And the mouth, see, it's turned in the opposite direction. So it's kind of like a puzzle, isn't it? That kind of got put together the wrong way. Okay. Now, because we're talking about Frankenstein, Frankenstein is kind of like Pinocchio or a scarecrow, where the person who created Frankenstein put together all these parts, right? And they were trying to get it to be a companion or a friend. But, you know, it didn't work just right with Frankenstein because, you know, it's Cubist. Just like the cubism and everything, things didn't fit just right, okay? So this is the story of a robot zombie Frankenstein. So let's hear this story. It's not very long, but I thought it would be fun. Here we go.
Hey guys, we are back, and today we are going to be reading Robot Zombie Frankenstein by Annette Simon. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Robot Zombie Frankenstein. Robot. Robot zombie. Yikes, robot reboot. Robot Zombie Frankenstein. Horrors. Recompute. Robot Zombie Frankenstein Pirate. A scallywag. Robot Zombie Frankenstein Pirate Superhero. Super Trickster. Robot Zombie Frankenstein Pirate Superhero in Disguise. Super Trickster. Robot Zombie Frankenstein Pirate Superhero in Disguise Outer Space Invader. Blasting off in 3, 2, 1. Robot Zombie Frankenstein Pirate Superhero in Disguise Outer Space Invader Chef. God. With pie. With fork. Robot buddies. Affirmative. I think I said that wrong. And that is the end of Robot Zombie Frankenstein. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
I like that story. It was cute. And they used the idea of Frankenstein, but turning it into a robot. Okay, and some of the shapes that you're going to be using today are very basic geometric shapes, but I'm going to show you how to draw a Frankenstein in the style of the Cubism or Picasso. Okay, so you're going to be drawing a Frankenstein in the style of the artist Picasso using line, shape, and color. And remember, if some of you are using Seesaw and you are using your tools, drawing tools on the computer, this is perfect for you because you can use some of the shapes that you saw in the book. Okay, very basic geometric shapes is fine. And your art does not have to look like mine. You may use crayon, marker, paint, or whatever you have at home to decorate. Okay, and this does not have to look spooky. Just a moment, let me pause this. And you're going to see different styles in this little video. I'm going to show you some of what the older kids are doing, but I've got some of you, my first graders, are very good at drawing, so you might want to try some of it. So I will show you some of the more detailed drawings as well. Okay, so these are just demos. This first one is kind of like the paintings that we saw earlier. If you look at the face, you'll notice I used a square, kind of a box shape for his head. But in the center, I divided it so it almost looks like his side view, his nose. Okay, and one eye is larger than the other, one's up, one's down. The ears aren't the same size. They're not the same color. You got to think of it as like we did with the scarecrow, where they're taking bits and pieces, kind of like a robot, whatever they had in the lab, and they're putting them together, okay? So let me play this. There's one example, and there's his head a little bit larger. You can see it a little bit better. And I even did a girl too. You could do the Bride of Frankenstein. I'll show you how to draw this. And this is 2 sheets of paper that have been taped on the back to form a really large drawing, okay? And all that is the very basic drawing that I'm going to show you how to do the face, neck, and shoulders. And then I just traced my hand on either side. And if you need help tracing that, maybe you can get like a parent or your grandparent or maybe an older sister or brother to trace your hand. Or you could trace their hand on there. Or you could just free draw it. It doesn't have to look perfect, right? Because he's kind of like Pinocchio, where, you know, he was put together, or a scarecrow, where we put all the pieces together and it doesn't necessarily have to fit perfectly, okay? But think about the background too. Look, I've got ghosts, I've got the moon, I've got the clouds. I added lots of color in it. Okay, we're going to start with this simple drawing here. I'm going to use a dry erase board and a dry erase marker to show you how to draw some of these details. Okay. If you're using a pencil, it's much better because you can erase your mistakes. Okay, start with like a box shape. It can be a square or a rectangle. Once you have that drawn, you're going to divide up your drawing. And I did like this kind of a zig point in the middle. That's my profile, the side of my nose. And the eyes don't have to match. See how one is a circle and one is an oval? Then I went ahead and put the mouth in there, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Add some teeth, and they don't have to be perfect either. He could have like buck teeth, or he could have one sharp tooth in there. And the eyebrows, you can do an organic shape like a zigzag or a curve. And hair, I did zigzag, but you could do curly hair. You could do just about anything you want. You could have them have like box hair that comes up, and both sides look a little bit different. And these lines that I have put in, like this last line, that's like a stitch, okay, because somebody had to sew him together, almost like a doll. So it's basically just a line. That's like a diagonal line with some dashes in it, okay? So if you've ever had stitches, if you had a cut, that's basically all it is. And you can put as many as you want on there, okay? Add the center of the eye. The ears don't have to match. That one's a curve. That one's a rectangle. He already looks silly, but he kind of reminds me of the robot. Have a long neck or a short neck. Shoulders. And I'm making like, it looks like the letter T that's sitting on its side, but those are like the bolts, screws that are in his neck that help him function almost like a robot. And you can decorate this shirt any way you want. And you could decorate the background with a drawing. You could put birds in the sky, bats. You could put ghosts if you wanted it to look more Halloweenish. So that's one way to draw the Frankenstein. And it does remind you of the story, The Robot. And again, you can notice that one's a little bit larger with the face. Now I'm going to show you kind of how to draw this face for the woman, the female Frankenstein. And I could do like a square or rectangle again. Again, you divide up and you do your nose from the side. I'm going to add the mouth. Eyes don't have to be perfect. I'm adding some eyelashes. See how big that one is? I could even make the eye even bigger if I wanted to. And she's got wavy hair, right? And that little zigzag kind of divides up. I could color one side purple, one side pink, giving her some stitches too. Adding a neck. I almost forgot her eyebrows. I think I forgot to put the ears on this one, but you've already seen how to add the ears. And I just went around my oval shape. She looks like she's yelling, "Oh!" And that's going to be her dress, which I could add details to that. Okay, guys. I'm not going to show you that one again because you've already seen it. Okay, so you're going to create a drawing of Frankenstein inspired by the artist Picasso. And remember, you're going to be dividing it up, and you can, you don't want the ears to be the same size, the eyes maybe up or down. So he's going to look really silly, but make sure you include line, color, and shape. Online learners, you must take a picture and post to Seesaw or Class Dojo or email it to me, okay? Offline learners must turn in their finished artwork when they return to school to pick up another flash drive. And if you have questions, please feel free to email me or call me at that number, 563-2238. So you're going to create an original work of art using supplies from home. I cannot wait to see these Frankenstein creations. And remember, they can kind of look like robots too, like in our story. But I want to see lots of variety. They don't have to look just like mine. In fact, I hope that they all look different, right? I hope you have a great week. I miss you. I love you. Can't wait to see y'all again. Y'all have a great week and go create some art. Bye-bye for now.